Welcome to Opinion Zone Radio, where today we are going to be talking about Sonic Colors Ultimate for the remastered consoles, next generation of consoles, and Switch.
What? That could be the intro. Let's make that the intro. That's now the intro.
Why? So is that it? Are we done it now? Are we?
Yeah. I'm J Eggman. You're Uncle Poxxy.
I'm
also known as Jordan. Yep. Also known as Sonic Pox. Also known as not known as. I've missed you, Poxxy. I've missed doing this with you.
I've missed you too.
Yeah, why not? Sonic Colors.
Yeah, of course.
Well, this is what the whole thing's about. This is the whole point of this. The whole point of us speaking together in the year is to talk about Sonic Colors, your most hated game.
Yeah, I made it very adamant that I don't like it.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Jordan has spent his whole life
Ever since I was a baby.
Ever since his baby, telling everyone that Sonic Colors is the worst 3D Sonic game.
I didn't go around telling people that it was the worst Sonic game. I just enforced the fact that Unleashed was the best modern Sonic Boost title, and that Colors is overhyped and one of the weakest entries in the franchise. That is what I would say, right, whenever it was brought up.
So Sonic Colors Ultimate gets announced. What's your first reaction?
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine your first reaction was, why this one? Why Colors?
I remember that when the leaks came out about the remake, and I was so confused because it didn't make sense. When it comes to remakes and remasters, the trend that we've seen has been, to larger scale and smaller scale stuff, like the Mario collection that had games from the N64 to the GameCube or the Wii, right? That kind of makes sense. Which is going to completely defeat. I just realized that's going to completely just defeat the purpose of my thing. Anyway, Final Fantasy VII remake. That was from 19 something or whatever. The Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy reignited. Now, of course, they're remakes, right? They're not remasters.
Yeah.
So my mentality kind of makes a bit more sense. But even then, for the 30th anniversary, you think people are going to expect even just a compilation of just putting those HD ports from PC onto, or God forbid they actually try and make them a bit better. But no, they decided to do a Nintendo Wii game from 2010. And I was like, what? Why? It didn't make any sense.
See, I think, to me, when they announced it, I instantly said, I feel like the logic is there. Unfortunately, none of the logic for them releasing it was a creative decision. The logic to me was Unleashed is made widely backwards compatible on Xbox platforms, and I think you can still play it on any generation of Xbox, basically. So that's still within reach. Generations, same thing. Colors was on a Nintendo platform. We've already ported Lost World. So out of all of but also Colors is, out of all of these games that we could redo and bring back, Colors is probably the least difficult to port across because it's not that too far in terms of technology. It wouldn't be let's redo Heroes or something. It would just be no, you could do a minimal work to update Colors.
Well, to argue that, we got to remember the Wii's not much more powerful than the GameCube. It's not.
That's a really good point.
So what is stopping them from remaking Heroes out of anything else?
I feel like the Colors, I think just because of the time it came out, it's just design-wise more comparable to current Sonic games. Which also says a lot about Sonic Team's lack of evolution in their design.
But with the recent news that came out with that Famitsu article with Izuka, the influence of this mainly came from the movie, right? And it's them wanting, ever since Forces No, ever since Lost World, when they wanted to do that Mario mentality,
Yeah.
they always focused on bringing in new fans. They wanted to bring in new. They've been saying that for the last 6 years.
Mm.
So we want to expand our audience, bring in new fans, and they basically throw breadcrumbs at like the existing fans, like Sonic Forces. Here's all your new stuff. Blah blah blah. By the way, there's Mania. Go on, go play with it. But look, guys, look, Sonic Forces, and that was pushed. So, and even then, they were like, "Hey, guys, look! Oh, you got Metal Sonic and Shadow as a boss and Chaos and that." And that's what they did. And Forces, my God, I've never seen so much bad. Say what you want about 06's technical issues. My God, Forces was literally just a bag of lies put into at one point, £50 game, then reduced to 35.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, my nephews, right? They're young. They're 8 and 12, 8 and 4. I don't know. They're kids. So they have played both Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, right? They loved Sonic Forces. They absolutely loved it. They could not stand Mania.
Yeah.
My youngest one cried because he couldn't understand the concept of a spin dash. And that's what Sega is doing now. They're seeing the gaming landscape is changing, right?
Yeah.
Kids aren't playing platformers anymore. Kids are playing battle royales and Minecraft. So, but that's what it is. And they can't. It's weird how a game so simple as one button Sonic Mania is so confusing for kids. And I don't want to speak for all children, right? But generally, games are marketed to exploit that part of kids. And Sonic wasn't always a children's franchise, right? It was aimed at teenagers in the 90s, right?
Yes.
I wasn't there. I was at the end of it. So now we're rearing back to Sonic being a children's franchise, which isn't a problem. That's not the problem, right? But don't talk down to kids. We played these games as children, and it wasn't so. They condescend. Forces, you can literally do. You see videos of people making sandwiches while they're playing the first stage, right? And that's the thing with colors. Here we go. We're wrapping it all back round to
Here we go. Home run.
With colors, my recent experience, because when it was announced, I went back and I played the original version from start. I've actually 100%ed it. I got all red rings, all S ranks. Did the challenge mode. And it was great. It was a really, really good time. But from recent news regarding stuff like this Tails save mode and the Famitsu article that we mentioned earlier, they are once again pushing a new audience, a new generation of kids, which isn't a problem. But now you're doing it again where you're pandering and you're condescending and you're not providing a challenge, right? Because now they can just jump off a ledge and just have no repercussions. And if that's the case, just get rid of lives.
It's interesting because I asked you guys on Twitter to send us questions and stuff, and one of them, which is from someone called the Irish Blur, said the big thing that they'd like to see more people talk about is why are they making one of the easiest Sonic games in the series even easier? And I think you've pretty much summed it, which is that they.
Sorry about that. I kind of went into a rant there.
No, I think it's bang on. It's like, but the thing is, it's so far early. All this stuff could be optional. It could be, but I feel like a lot of people want to opt in just because they want to see Tails. But again, it's just interesting because if Forces was appealing to a new generation of kids, Colors, at least aesthetically, couldn't be more different than Forces.
Well, Colors, I think, was the midpoint between going from the Dark Ages to what is people are calling it the Meta era now. It was that split point because it holds a lot of the fundamentals from those it holds a lot from Unleashed, right? It holds a lot from it, but it also, you can see the shift in not only tone but also in gameplay.
just thinking of someone called Silver Spire Z or Z, sorry, says, big fan of the show. For the next episode, could you talk about how the receptions of colours has changed over the past 10 years? Personally, I always found it to be pretty mid-tier, which I think, well, I think your opinion used to be lower than that. but many just downright hate it. But I always felt that it's more because of the impact it had on the direction of the series rather than the game itself. So I don't understand what the opinion of colours changes so much. Like, at least I feel like everyone knows how they feel about Unleashed, and everyone knows how they feel about Generation. But colours is up and down and up and down. And I also wonder if we're just all excited about colours because there has been we have been in a desert, and Sonic Team have stepped in front of us and just dropped Sonic Colors Ultimate, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's something. Like, I feel like if this had come out a year after Forces, I don't know if we'd be as hyped.
There's definitely a lot of factors. Colors reputation has gone through a very weird curve. You're definitely right about that, and it is 100% about the impact that it had of the series going forward. But something that I failed to realize, like when I went back to play it, a lot of my judgments kind of like came clearer. Like, I was almost like in a fog of like all of the stuff we've had since Colors, right? And it kind of makes you forget that Colors was its own thing.
Very much,
right?
So.
It doesn't have any in reality, it doesn't have any bearings or connections to Generations or Forces or Lost World. It's just not. It's not tied into it, apart from the fact that Sonic's in it. So when you look at stuff like the Wisps and the writing and the level design and the characters, a lot of the mandates and benchmarks come from Sonic Colors. A lot of the reason why people don't like the Wisps is because they believe that it splits up Sonic's own abilities and puts them into in the moment at the time situations. And to some extent that's true, but we got to remember this game came out on the Wii, right? I hold a lot of bearing that those Wisps are there mainly because of hardware limitations and the general construct and design of the game. But hardware limitation allows them to focus on key aspects of the game and allows to make a fuller experience. So if that means you got to take away the light dash and put it on a Wisp so that they can set when you can use it, fine. If you have the opportunity to put Sonic Spin Dash into a power-up, fine. And oh my god, I'm so glad we're doing this because I have so much to say that I realize and understand about colors now. And also, something that I saw a lot of people have said about was the Spike Wisp and the Spin Dash, right? Especially when the game came out.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to ask you a question, Jamie. I know you haven't played Colors in a while, but from your own recent memory of Sonic Colors, where would you want to use the Spin Dash in that game?
I don't think there was any level design which would have inclined me to use the Spin Dash.
Yeah. And even if you got the boost, why would you use it?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point? It doesn't matter if they split up power-ups for the sake of, the fundamentals of a game. If the game isn't focused around it, then it's not the point. But I do also believe the Wisps aren't an extension of Sonic's abilities because they're limited space situations. And it became more apparent in games like Lost World and Forces, where they literally just went, here, use this on that. Okay, bye.
Yeah, the Wisps never bothered me in Colors because the level, the whole concept of the game and the levels were built around these features. So it made perfect sense. Yeah, definitely in later games, especially Lost World being a great example, they were very much just sometimes... Remember the Wisp that was I can't remember what it was called, but the one that was a singing note? The musical
Rhythm.
Note? Rhythm, yeah. And I was just like, what is this? This adds nothing, and the level design isn't built around it. It's just such a weird thing for the sake of having it was such a waste of... Yeah.
If you want to put the Wisps in the game, fine, but you need to make them interesting. Forces, to some extent, kind of did that, but they relegated it so linearly. usually you'd have a stage that is based around 2 wisps in colors, right? Forces is the same thing, but now you're even more limited because you can only have 1 wisp at a time.
Yeah.
So what? It adds nothing. It's a checkbox to having an alternate path. I remember there was like that pyramid stage in Forces, and if you had the lightning wisp, you could just use the light speed dash everywhere, and then the stage is over. What did that add? You took away level design in the space of light speed dash trails. But colors, I definitely think this can go 2 ways. It's either going to make fans realize why Sonic Colors was the game that they needed to bring back. Well, not needed, but why they wanted to bring it back. And hopefully it makes them see that Colors is its standalone thing. It may have been the thing that caused this snowball of awful decisions to go down, right? But it's not, you can't blame Colors for that, and that's why I think I didn't like it, because I put all of that blame onto Sonic Colors. But strip everything back and go back to 2010, there's a reason why this game did so well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's discomfort with Colors is tied to way more than the actual game.
Yeah.
I think they blame it for a tonal shift. I think they blame it for every bad Wisp decision that happened after it. Yeah, my memories of Colors when I first played it was, I loved the Wisps. I love the aesthetic of Colors, because to me Colors was like, this is what a Sonic design should be. Without this, it
was so creative.
Exactly, it's to me this is what Sonic design, level design in terms of visuals should be, without being a reference to older games. So like, yeah. I think it's on the same level of wackiness and colourfulness that the original games had, without but actually being new stuff. And I think the fact that they decided to go so like, yes, we will have a huge level that's made out of candy canes and donuts and burgers and stuff, and we will have, you know, a cool aquatic level that doesn't look like anything we've seen before, and the whole theme park thing, you know,
they just quickly say they really lucked out with it taking place in space.
Yes. Oh, and why not? Like it. Yeah. This is the thing. I know we keep comparing it to Sonic Forces, but you look at their most recent effort. I don't think it had any what I deem to be the creativity of a Sonic game. Like the levels were either referencing previous games, but somehow, like Chemical Plant will always stick in my mind as being like, you've taken one of the most cool areas with one of the best soundtracks, and just really, I loved Chemical Plant. I loved Chemical Plant Sonic 2, and you've made it this really boring warehouse, like, docking area. Why would you do that? Like, it just feels like I'm on a harbour somewhere. I don't know what is the appeal of this. And then the original, you know, I can't remember the name of it, but like the Sunset City type area.
Oh, it's called. Do you know what it's called?
Remind, go on.
That zone, all the levels take place in City.
Fair, okay, well, there you go. Can't wait for a callback to City, but
I can't wait for Sonic Rangers to have Street Zone.
But like, you look at that just as a design choice, and that was just like, okay, well, this is a worn down village and the sun setting. That's not what I associate Sonic with, but Colors, I think, got it, and it's just so much more interesting, and I can't wait to see it in HD with slightly rezzed up models and some upscale textures.
Can I quickly just go on about people's reaction to the aesthetic remaster?
Go on.
Like the okay, right, Bloom, right? That you. Something that frustrates me is that, okay, it's definitely upped it, and there are some screenshots that show it's a bit calmer, but Sonic Colors has Bloom in it. It has Bloom. The original Sonic Colors has a lot of Bloom, and you know what? I think it was ridiculously distracting in the original game. Like, it was just everywhere. Stuff like up-resing models, that's going to happen, but it's a remaster. They're not going to build everything from the ground up completely. It's not a remake.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just making it look more appealing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wished it was gonna look on the level of like Generations and Unleashed, because it's that in that kind of era. But it still looks great. Sonic himself has been given a good few more polys. Those ArtStation leaks, they looked really good.
Yeah.
It does look a little bit desaturated, and you shouldn't have to go into like your TV or monitor settings to do that. But it's still early. We've only seen one trailer that apparently is based on a 2020 build, right?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about a lot of the Sonic Central stuff being
very early stuff. Oh, we could go on about Rise of the Wisps. That looks fantastic. Any 2D Sonic animation in the recent year, I'm so excited for that. Yeah. I'm so down. We've got new modes that come out. We got cosmetic teasers. We have obviously the Tails Assist mode that's coming out, the Rival Rush mode. There's so much stuff that still hasn't been officially announced that we're waiting on. So they are going to be pushing colors like crazy.
So it makes sense,
which is fine. Honestly, I think that's perfect to do.
Do we think Sonic Colors Ultimate has been chosen as of all the things they could do? They decided we're going to bring Sonic Colors Ultimate back. Do you think there's any reason that might tie into the next big Sonic game? Like, we'll bring them in with Colors Ultimate, and then or do you think this is just completely two separate decisions that have no correlation together?
I think they're experimenting a lot. Something that you see a lot in games of this era, especially with Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Crash Bandicoot 4, is cosmetics.
Yeah.
That's a very big thing, especially in platformers and in big open world setting games.
Yeah.
And they are experimenting this with colors. You can see that. To the extent where you can now customize your boost. That's never been a thing.
Movie boost.
And I gonna be honest, one of the reasons I pre-ordered it was for that. 100%. I'm a massive sellout, but I think that's going to be their first forte into leading into the next big Sonic game, because this Rangers looks really ambitious, right? So if they can test the waters in colors with certain aspects, like how they can adapt to modes being a bit easier, to features that we haven't seen before, to potentially online play. I think there's an article saying that there's an online multiplayer mode in Colors Remastered. But I don't think we're going to see a lot of stuff. Colors is still Colors. Sonic Colors is going to be the same game, with more, right? That's the whole point. And I think the little changes that they're bringing, and the tie-in to the movie stuff, genius, by the way. 100%. Yes. That would not have worked if the movie looked the way it did before. And I think this is going to be... I'm not 100%, and I will lose it if it's true. I think we are going to get a Sonic movie skin. I think you're going to be able to play as movie Sonic in stages. And that will be a huge thing for people that have joined this franchise because of the movie. And it's possible with a remaster. It's possible. We've seen skins on characters of this era happen. Luigi and Mario Galaxy, he can even play a bit differently. Metal Sonic and Sonic Adventure 1, right? We've seen it happen. But the fact that they've gone as far as to give Sonic his electric quills in the movie boost, that shows that they're pushing it, right? You guys watch the movie, you can look like this.
Yeah.
You can play like that. And that's a big contention. It's almost like a flip side of people wanting to see the way... Like, do you remember when Sonic's shoes in the old design looked like just regular Nikes?
Yes.
Right? In the old design?
Yeah.
Right. They pushed for those shoes because that's iconography, right? So it's almost like the flip side of wanting our Sonic in the movie. Now they want movie Sonic in the games. We saw that in Forces Speed Battle, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. So I've gone off on another tangent completely. Yeah, I think Ultimate is paving the way for things that we are going to see in Rangers, but not on huge extents, more like on smaller stuff.
I'm still debating whether I'm going to pre-order it. I do want the movie boost.
You do get it 5 days early.
Yeah, but that I'm just personally against that as a pre-order bonus. Like, you're paying for me to basically rent the game for 5 days, when then everyone else can play it. So like, I don't know, it's feeling uncomfortable. And then it's like, what format do I play it on? Do I get it on both? Do I want it on my PS5, and do I want it on my Switch as well? So I have Sonic on the go, but then I had Forces on the go, but then Forces wasn't a good game.
And Colors is more built for Nintendo systems, so you might end up having a better experience on the Switch. But remember, that's probably going to look more like the original Colors than Ultimate does.
Well, if the Switch version for any reason doesn't run at 60, I will.
It's not running at 60.
Why not? It's a Wii game. It would be like porting a Wii game up to a PS3 or a 360. That seems totally feasible.
They've made an official statement that on PS4 and PS4 Pro and Xbox One, the game is running at 60. Not Switch.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. How are you not making a 2010 Wii game run at 60 on a Switch?
Because developing for the Switch is like developing for a phone. Okay?
A phone that's more powerful than a Wii.
This is why I'm worried about the new Sonic game. When you make a game that has to be not only for next generation consoles, but for the Switch as well.
Oh, Rangers
you are putting
me triggered.
But you've got such a huge obstacle right in front of you right there, because optimizing for the Switch, especially for a game that's supposed to run on PS4/PS5/Xbox One /Xbox X and X, it's hard. It's gonna struggle. So Sonic Colors Ultimate, I'm mad that it's not running at 60, but I totally understand. There's no reason, but there is.
I'm personally offended.
No, agreed.
So, how about while we decide which version we're going to be getting, we take a quick break, and then when we're back, we will answer more of your ultimate questions. Woo-hoo.
Enviar nota de voz al group chat. Buenos días, ¿quieren desayuno de McDonald's?
Gide dice, eres la mejor. Un sausage McMuffin, please. Laura dice, sí, sausage McGriddles para mí. Ale dice, ya comí, pero me traes un hash browns, love you.
Mi colega favorita, Jill. Llévate todos tus favoritos de desayuno como un sausage McMuffin por unos pocos dólares, solo en el $1, $2, $3 menú de McDonald's. Precios y participación pueden variar, no puede ser combinado con un combo meal.
Do we have any more questions surrounding Sonic Colors, or are we just going off at this point?
We
just
have.
going ham.
Let's have a look. I had some. I think we've already discussed this, but someone commented that they're basically very unhappy about remastering Sonic Colors because there's no hope for the franchise, because they feel like Colors was the dropping point of the franchise, and all this shows to me is that Sonic Team is clinging onto the writing and gameplay direction of the 2010s.
Writing. I just remembered this. People are freaking out that Pontac put his name down as a credit in Colors Ultimate. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, he wrote. He was
but of course his name's going to be in the credits. He wrote the story back in 2010.
I saw an equal reaction to people going, oh my gosh, Roger's still onto this game. I was like, well, yeah, I didn't get someone else to re-record everything.
Oh my god, Ben Schwartz is gonna. Oh my god, that was something else. The leak said somewhere that apparently Ben Schwartz is it was in Rangers. That Ben Schwartz is also gonna be on the movie Sonic skin, and he's got new voice clips. I'm like, oh, so they're just gonna make him record the entire script alongside Roger. I'm like this. Pete. I'm something that I'm realizing a lot, especially, and I know that I'm a contributor to this as well. We expect so much. We expect the world from these types of games, like Colors Ultimate and Rangers. It's tiring. I try not to get crazy hyped about this stuff, but I screamed when I saw the werehog in Sonic Central for Sonic Forces, because this is what they do. And Colors Ultimate Remaster is no more than Sega seeing an opportunity to bring back a game that is critically successful and to make a bit more money, and to maybe win a bit more trust back from fans. And that's not a problem. That's not a negative. You know, they're not losing anything by remastering colors.
This is the thing,
know?
and it's weird to think, but a lot of kids who like Sonic, who are the sort of people this game will be designed for, I hate to upset people who are in a certain age, but like they weren't alive when it came out the first time.
No, but
Like-
a lot of the people are movie fans now, aren't they?
Yeah. So it all adds up. Another comment I found, I believe their name is Rockstar. Apologies if I mispronounced that, which is just something I wanted to bring up. Whereas discussion points for Colors Ultimate. Please tackle the DS version. A lot of people seem to forget about this one. Might be interesting how some of the extra content that the DS version had, special stages, final stories, small characters, could be included in Ultimate. I don't think they'll include any of those features, but
Nope.
it's a shame that they can't just chuck in, like an emulation.
Oh, do you know what? I dug up my 3DS yesterday, and I played a bit of the DS version as well. So there we go. No, nothing from the DS version's coming. Nothing. I'm sorry, but no. There's no way. I would love it if they, to add a little something extra for you getting all the Chaos Emeralds, they brought in the Mother Wisp. Because then it would feel like that would feel like a little bit more of a complete experience. It doesn't have to do anything, it's something extra. You got the Chaos Emerald, you can play a Super Sonic on all stages, and you get a special boss fight.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick. It's not going to happen. It won't happen, but it'll make it feel like a bit more of a complete package. But I think DS was fun because it was basically Rush 3, right? It was basically Sonic Rush 3.
Yeah, but I guess because it wasn't titled as such, it just means that everyone. I genuinely think people forget that game. The Sonic Colors DS exists.
They won't bring anything from the DS version, which is sad because I think the DS had. I think that the DS version of Colors has the best special stages. No. Sonic Rush has the best special stages, but Sonic Colors has some really strong special stages and a really good music track. That is under. Do you remember the special stage music for Colors DS?
Vaguely.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you after this. It is a banger. It's amazing. Really hyped you up for it.
I want to revisit that game now. Do we think Colors Ultimate could potentially lead a trend where we see other games get similar treatment? Do you think
No.
or you think this is literally just a one-off, or could, if proved successful, could be something we do again?
No. Every game is accessible at the moment, especially on PC. We will never see Adventure 2 getting re-released. We'll never see Adventure getting re-released. Unleashed, we will never see that game again. We will never see Unleashed again. Generations, nope. Colors is the one instance where they are able to do it. And they're doing it based purely off the notion of bringing in newer people. And that's why they're making so many adjustments to it. We're not going to see an Advanced collection. We're not going to see a Rush collection. Sonic Colors is the only time, I can almost guarantee it, the only time we are going to see a remaster of the modern Sonic games. Sonic Origins, right, is again for new fans. It's called Sonic Origins.
Yeah.
It's what it's for. Everything they're doing is to push for new people. They're not going to remaster a game that they delisted back in 2009. Because you remember, they blacklisted a bunch of games and took them off store shelves.
Yeah.
Like Black Knight and 06 and Unleashed. They're not alienating the current fans. They aren't doing that. But their driving force is bringing in new people. And Sonic Colors at the time, and especially with the technology that they have, and it being a more recent title, was one of the most critically acclaimed 3D Sonic games out there.
Yeah.
Right? And that game can be ported to whatever. Sonic Generations is a bit more of a sticking point because that is a collection. That is a best of collection.
Yeah.
It won't make a lot of sense. Colors is an original title that hasn't really been given any widespread attention and isn't easily accessible anymore, apart from emulation, but they don't make money off that. So I don't think this is going to set a trend. I'd love to be wrong.
Well, there goes my dreams of Unleashed Ultimate Super Duper version.
Oh my god! Hello, Are you kidding me? I would lose my mind if Unleashed got. But there's this whole other thing about how they wrote over the source code with Generations.
Excuse me, what? I have not.
Yeah, apparently that's a huge thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently it's been reported that the reason that we're not getting Unleashed remasters is because they wrote over the source code with Generations, because it's on PlayStation now, and that's an emulation from the disc. So
What's wrong with these people?
But that's why, like I think I remember someone saying that the werehog icon was found in the source code of Generations. Like, yes, because it's Unleashed source code. That's why it's there.
It would be nice if
But
they did like a compilation. Well, I think I was so convinced they were doing a 3D compilation. I don't know why. But I'll take one game. They're not charging ridiculous prices, I guess.
It's cheaper than Skyward Sword.
Comment. Okay.
Well, this isn't a Zelda podcast, is it? It's a Sonic podcast. Get that link out of here.
Though, you know, in Lost World did have the crossover.
Yeah, but you can't play that on the PC version now, can you?
That is true. And I can't play it on the Wii U version either, because a rat pissed on my Wii U, so... True story. So I had to throw it out.
You idiot! Why'd you let it do that?
No, because I used to keep the Wii U pad behind my sofa, and we used this
Why?
years ago, and we used to have pet rats, and they were I quickly realised that they just used it as a place to piss. So Sonic Colors, we're excited. I'm just happy that a Sonic game's coming out. You know, it sounds so dumb, but like, it's great.
It's been a while since we had anything.
It's been too long, especially when the last thing was Forces, and yeah, and just
Team Sonic Racing. Yeah, great.
It does. Okay, we'll count that. This is the thing though. Like, I'm a Sonic fan. I love being a Sonic fan, but that means I am a fan of Sonic. To me, that means I'm a fan of the video games.
That's a result of what Sonic is now. Sonic is a multimedia franchise, and to some extent that's great, because we get stuff like the movie, we get TV shows, we get animations, we get comics, we get action figures, we have music, and that's amazing. Sonic works so well in so many different aspects of media, and in some cases better than others. You know, it's very easy to make work in visual media because you don't need to worry about control.
Yeah.
Sonic games have the hardest time because they need to, you know, bring in the facets of speed and control, and that's arguably where a lot of it slopes. Imagine if in Rangers you could basically dress up Sonic as Boom Sonic, and there you go, you've immediately brought in a huge crowd of people, right? Because that's going to be the Sonic that they know. You could, like I said, again, even just giving Sonic his movie shoes, there you go. You've just brought in another big round of people. They try to appease everyone but end up pleasing nobody, and they rely so much on what Sonic did rather than what he's capable of doing.
Yeah,
that's why we lose all the creativity. We go back on ideas that we've seen, Green Hill Zone, classic Sonic, and to go back with Colors, they take so many benchmarks from that game and they just repeat themselves. Yeah. And they tried this. I can just see them mentally scrambling for, what do people like about Sonic? I don't understand. And there are so many passionate people that want to work on this franchise, and a lot of them are in the team at the moment, but they're stuck.
Yeah.
So what do? You go back, you look at something recent that could work for a lot of people, critically does really well, is a little bit on the cheaper side to make. You get a different studio to work on it while you oversee production. Yes. Right? You send it everywhere. Everywhere. There's now not a single console that cannot play Sonic. It's a current generation of console that will not play Sonic Colors. You've done it. And you're bringing in stuff from the movie. This is possibly the best move they could have made.
I think when you put it like that, you've sold it, really. Sonic. Being a Sonic fan is so tiring.
It's exhausting.
But we love it.
I mean, that's, Sonic is only alive due to the fan base, but he's also dead because of it.
No.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I like Sonic Colors. I didn't before, but I like it because, my judgment was based on what it did to the franchise rather than what the game actually is. And I think this game is going to make a lot of people realize that. Or it'll enforce how much they dislike it.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, let's just focus on getting Sonic on a steady road.
Thank you so much, Poxxy. I've missed talking to your face. I've missed.
Hopefully, we can bring these back up to full speed.
Yeah.
Get it? The Sonic book. Thank you for having me, as always.
That's no problem, my dear. If people want to stalk you, where can they do so?
Mainly, you can find me on @SonicPox, capital S, capital X, on Twitter. That's where I'm most active.
If you guys do want to be useful, if you're listening, especially if you're in Brazil, just say follow.
What?
Follow our Twitter, which is Opinion Zone Show. It's in the description of this episode. Follow us, because we don't have your Twitter account we used to, so you have to build our audience from scratch. So just give us a follow. And if you've listened to us on a podcasting platform that has a review thing, just give us a review, because I finally found out how I can access reviews from every other country.
And send us your thoughts on Sonic Colors Ultimate, and we probably won't read them on the next podcast.
We won't read them in the next one, but if you send them to us at that Twitter account I mentioned, I will reply to it.
And I will try to reply too. No guarantees, though. I got a lot to do.
Guys, we have a episode next week, which I'm really looking forward to. Unless some huge news comes out and we do that instead. And I'm really excited because it was just a really interesting. It's exciting. I loved it. So we look forward to that. Yeah. So ciao for now, guys. We'll speak soon. Bye.
Ciao Venezia. Ciao Venezia. Ciao Venezia. Ciao ciao ciao.
Ciao ciao.
Chowser and Sonic.
The Opinion Zone podcast is produced and edited by me, Jay Eggman. You can check us out on Twitter at Opinion Zone Show, all one word. And don't forget, the Opinion Zone podcast is part of the Audio Boom Network.